Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in. Happy Wednesday, wherever you are. And as always, glad to be here with you here on Storytime. Thank you for joining in. And where are you? How is it where you are? Out here in Oakland, it is very pleasant indeed. Thank you so much for joining in today. I am glad we're here together. Another great book to read together, and another one that is indeed meant for the heart. And this one is called Heartstring. It is coming right up. It is written and illustrated by Brooke Boynton-HUGHES, and we are reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Welcome to Storytime, and get ready for this one. Oh, such a beautiful book. I cannot wait. Thank you for being here. And remember, too, that if you miss Storytime Live, you can always catch us for the recordings later on at storytimewithmrlamada.com, at storytimewithmrlamada on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for being here. And wonderful books that we've had together so far. And next 2 days, we'll bring you brand new books to Storytime. I cannot wait to show you those. I cannot wait for you to enjoy those ones here on Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in. And let us see who is with us this morning. Who has said hello so far? Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Thank you for being here. How are you doing today out there in Massachusetts? Overcast today. And yes, Erin, thank you for being here with us. And of course, Tara, thank you for being here with us on Storytime as well. Absolutely appreciate you. And yeah, glad you could catch us live today. Thank you so much for joining in. How have you been? And of course, in extension, sending all that love as well to Clara. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. Please have yourselves a wonderful day. Before you go anywhere else, we do have a story to read together, and then Wednesday could begin in earnest. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Heartstring coming up very shortly. Brooke Boynton-HUGHES. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. And yes, please do check the weather before you go out in your space, wherever you are, just to make sure that you are dressed appropriately for it. And of course, everything else that you need is at hand. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I'll see you on the other side of this very short break when we're back with more Storytime. An amazing guest still coming to Storytime, so I'm excited for those, and we'll be sharing as soon as details are confirmed. We will be sharing who is coming and on what day too. So look out for that. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. I will catch you on the other side of this short message.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda with Amanda Weltman Photography. I'm a photographer and printmaker based in the Pacific Northwest, and I believe that your face deserves wall space. Enjoy today's story time with my favorite storyteller, Mr. Lamada.
Welcome back. Thank you indeed, Amanda Weltman Photography out in Seattle, in Washington. So please do check them out if you ever need photos. You know where to check in the Pacific Northwest. Amanda Weltman Photography, and as she says, because your beautiful faces deserve war space. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Glad we're here together. We do have a wonderful book to read, and this one is called Heartstring, written and illustrated by Brooke Boynton-Hughes. And yeah, we're reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Here we go. And it is one of those books too that has beautiful, as we've come to learn from Pamela Courtney and other people in the kids lit world now. These are called the Andes, right? And there we go. That's what you will find if you look back. Thought I should show you that as well. But here we go. This is our book for today. Heartstring, written and illustrated by Brooke Boynton-Hughes, and read with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Here we go. Who is with us? Somebody else came in. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Right on time. Good morning to you out in sunny Kentucky. We're all together. Wow. Good morning to you, Kathy. And of course, Ari and Megan. Good to see you here. Enjoy that sunshine. I love it. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you, Pamela Courtney. How are you doing? Waving at very chilly hello from Chad, Auntie Ann, and of course, Auntie Pam. Thank you so much for joining us out in Natchitoches, Louisiana. All right, here we go. Heartstring, written and illustrated by Brooke Boynton-Hughes, and reading it with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. All right, Heartstring. And I see that I put some kind of marker in here. But I see what it was. Here we go. All right, now we begin. There is a string, an invisible string, that ties my heart to yours. There is a string, an invisible string, that ties my heart to yours. Even if we have not yet met, my heart is tied to yours. Yes, there is a string, an invisible string that ties my heart to yours. Even if we have not yet met, my heart is tied to yours. Across the garden, across the street, over the city, and through the trees. Even if we have not met, my heart is tied to yours. Across the garden, across the street, over the city, and through the trees. My heart is tied to yours. Yeah. Across the garden, over the city, through the trees, my heart is tied to yours. My joy is yours. Your sorrow is mine. Yeah. My heart is tied to yours. My joy is yours. Your sorrow is mine. When you laugh, I feel your light. My joy is yours. Your sorrow is mine. When you laugh, I feel your light. Oh. Over mountains, across waving plains, beneath brightest sun or storm and rain. Yeah, no matter what. Over mountains, across waving plains, beneath brightest sun or storm and rain. My heart is tied to yours. My heart is tied to yours. When you feel alone or lost, remember the invisible string. My heart is tied to yours. When you feel alone or lost, remember the invisible string. For even in the dark of night, my heart is tied to yours. When you feel alone or lost, remember the invisible string. For even in the dark of night, my heart is tied to yours. Across the ocean, on highest peak, over desert sand, in river deep, doesn't matter. Wherever it is, across the ocean, on highest peak, over desert sand, in river deep, my heart is tied to yours. Yeah. My heart to yours and yours to mine. Over the land, the ocean, the sky. Yeah. My heart is tied to yours. My heart to yours and yours to mine. Over the land, the ocean, the sky. My heart to yours. Yes. Over the ocean, desert. My heart to yours. And yours to mine. My heart to yours and yours to mine. Pages stuck together. There we go. My heart is tied to yours. Isn't that a beautiful spread too? My heart is tied to yours. Oh, and that is the end of our story. Can you see all those connected hearts? And when you do check out the book, look at the beginning. Can you spot the difference? Well, lots more for you to look at when you do have an opportunity to get this book from your local library, or maybe from a free library somewhere, or indeed wherever else that you get books. And Pamela Courtney, you joined us later on. Well, here is a treat. Here are the Andes on this book, and then we'll put the sleeve back on. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. We have been reading today Heartstring, written and illustrated by Brooke Boynton-HUGHES, and we were reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Heartstring, yes, beautiful story, powerful story, and I hope that this morning that connection that we all have indeed continues to be stronger, and we can feel those heartstrings, those hearts connected. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you. We'll be right back after this short break for more Storytime. Thank you so much for joining us today. See you on the other side.
Hey, this is Timothy Goodspeed of the Soapbox Salute. I'm the one who wrote Storytime's theme song. If you'd like to hear more of my protest folk music, you can check out the links below on Instagram or at my website. You are watching Storytime with Mr. LaMotta.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you so much, Timothy Dixon. Thank you, thank you. So if that song is stuck in your head all day or a period in a day, you know who to blame. Not me. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. One more time, it says, when you feel alone or lost, remember the invisible string. For even in the dark of night, my heart is tied to yours. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope that we're all feeling the love. And I hope that we just remember that, and we find those communities. We find those communities where we find love, people that show us love, and remember too that there's sometimes even the families we're born into may make us feel unworthy, but I hope that you find community that loves you and cherishes you, and indeed that you feel the same for. So thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Glad we're here together. Thank you to everybody that was joining in, and let us see one more time who is with us after that book. Well, thank you indeed one more time. Pamela Courtney, and of course Chad and Auntie Ann, you saying a simply beautiful story, isn't it? It's just wonderful. I love it too. Thank you so much for sharing that. Absolutely appreciate you. And thank you so much for joining us, Tara and Erin. And you say that was a beautiful story. Reminded me of my father. Oh wow! Thank you so much for sharing that. Honestly, I appreciate that. And if we can have books that do that, right, help us make connections to our loved ones and to our communities and just make us feel connected, well, then the job is done. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. And I hope that we continue to have more pleasant and beautiful memories. And of course, those connections, feeling those connections getting stronger and stronger. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today, Tara, and of course, Erin out in Massachusetts. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Yes, Pamela Courtney, you know what's up. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I am glad that we're here together. And of course, thank you so much for being here with us, Ari, Megan, and of course, Kathy. Thank you for joining us out there in sunny Kentucky today. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Always a pleasure to be here with you. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much for joining in. And yes, we hope to be back again tomorrow for more Storytime. Thank you for joining in, friends. And I hope that you enjoyed our book for today. And here I am dropping everything here around. But holding on to what's important today. Heartstring, yes, all those connections. I hope that this book continues to resonate with all of us today. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Heartstring, written and illustrated by Brooke Boynton-Hughes. And we were reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Tomorrow we bring a brand new book to Storytime, and I am excited for that one. And we will be bringing to you, how does our food grow? We'll be bringing this one to you tomorrow. I'm excited for it. It is coming to us from Familius Publishing. And thank you to them for sharing this wonderful book with us. I'm excited to share it with all of you. And it is called How Does Our Food Grow? It is written by Brooke Jordan with illustrations by Kay Widdowson. So do join us tomorrow. Familius Press in the house. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Yes, in case you were wondering, well, we can answer the question tomorrow. How does our food grow? Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime on this wonderful Wednesday morning. It is wonderful out here. I hope that it is where you are too, whether it is overcast, whether it is the sun is shining, or however it is where you are. We hope that it is just right for you today. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. And yes, I hope to see you again tomorrow for more Storytime. Remember, if you can't catch us live, you can always catch the recordings at storytimewithmrlamada.com, at Storytime with Mr. Lamada on Facebook and YouTube. And of course, why not follow us, see us on Instagram, and see all that's happening Storytime. Thank you so much for being here. Much love from me. And of course, feeling that heartstring all the way. Yes, from my heart to yours, and hopefully yours to mine. I will see you again tomorrow when we're back with more Storytime. Much love from me. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.